Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your October 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Cancer. And before we get started, take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Make sure that you leave a comment if anything resonates and leave a thumbs up as well. And let's just have some fun today. See what's going on in October. I'm going to lay this spread out and then we will get started. Okay, let's start with your oracle cards. First thing we have is Rebel or Rebel. So it can either be like the archetypal rebel or the action. Whatever the case may be, remember that we hold all archetypes within ourselves. And so since they're a part of the collective, the rebel can be really helpful. So think about, there's the shadow side of the rebel where it becomes self-destructive. And then there is like the conscious, I'm intentionally rebelling against this thing that is harmful. And then when you're moving in the opposite direction of that, then it's good. But if it's destructive, that's where you really want to catch yourself. So just think about conscious, aligned rebellion. And then we also have go with the flow, let things happen, really moving away from force. If you find yourself with a really tight grip on something and trying to force things to happen and then feeling out of control when there is even the slightest deviation, you're way overly controlling. That's not going to be something that feels good or is sustainable. So just check in with yourself on that. And then we have temper, tune the instrument, manage your emotions diligently, don't get derailed by mania, depression, or burnout. Pace yourself, trust it will come to you with right timing. And that is why go with the flow is really important, moving away from force. And then the central energy for you, just so you guys know, this is just a basic Celtic cross. I've just repositioned the cards. So the central energy for you is the Six of Coins. This is give and take, reciprocity, and balancing the scales of energetic output and what you're receiving. So anything that you're giving energy to, it's time to audit and inspect what exactly is happening there, because the Six of Pentacles or the Six of Coins is really about value. Sometimes things have a top-heavy investment that's required, but that pays off in the end. Other times we can invest energy into a black hole or not give enough energy to something. So check in with yourself throughout the month of October. What am I giving energy to? Does it feel good? Does it feel bad? Is it right or wrong for me? Where do you need to balance the scales and see where do I need to give a little more or receive a little more, or what do I need to put on the back burner? It's all about that evaluation. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Feeling is going to be really important for you to evaluate this. I'm getting that the Knight of Cups is you. This is you checking in with your heart, checking in with your soul, your intuition in order to make decisions about what you want to invest more or pull back from. So there's a little bit of restructuring that's happening in October in terms of your energetic allocation. I think this is going to set you up for 2021, if I'm being totally honest. So use October as a way to shift your energy and get your priorities aligned with you and your soul. What you have shifting out is the Eight of Cups. This is like changing your mind about something. So maybe there was kind of a come to Jesus moment. That's kind of what this reminds me of, like, this isn't working, or this is where there's a lot of dysfunction coming up. And so now there's a realignment that needs to happen. And you already got clear on what exactly that looks like for you, what that means, what that is. And so now you get to move into the next chapter with more ease as you consciously align yourself with this Knight of Cups energy. But the Eight of Cups was the realizing you're walking in a direction that isn't quite working, and so things were shaken up. I'm getting that that has already happened. You're already clear, because the Eight of Cups is where you can really get clarity, and then moving forward, this is more strategic, more tactical stuff that you're working with. The oncoming energy for you is the Ace of Pentacles. This is initiation. Maybe there's something new that you'd like to start, or a realization that you had over here about what you want to invest more energy in. Now you're actually carving out time and space for that. That's what the month of October is for. Like, how can I make space for these things, or how can I redistribute my energy so that I can take action on this Ace of Pentacles, whatever this is, whatever you want to give more energy to, that's what is available to you once you do this work in October. How this is manifesting externally for you is the Nine of Pentacles. So as you do this, as you line yourself up with, these are my values, and so I'm going to execute and align my energy accordingly and invest my energy accordingly, you are going to feel better, and abundance is going to be more available. So it's kind of like when you're moving in the right direction, I like to think that God delivers like a thumbs up. Like, yes, you're moving in the right direction, and it's a matter of feeling more than anything else. If you're feeling good, if you're feeling abundant, if you're feeling aligned, if you're feeling those things, it will compound as you make moves that are in alignment with you. Because you can imagine, if all of the moves that you're making are in the service of you feeling your best, then you're going to have that extend into the future. Then it's going to be the more right actions I take for myself, the more aligned action I take, the easier things get, the better I feel, the more abundance is readily available. And so it's like goodness compounds goodness. And that's what the Nine of Pentacles is showing you will reveal itself in the external. So this is external reward. So that's exciting. It's kind of like when it's right and you'll know. And then in the subconscious, we have Temperance. This is your emotional world, I'm getting. You might be a little bit impatient or kind of fluctuating, having that pendulum swing from one side to the other, that you're tempering. Again, you have the Temper card. And so for you, the main work is going to be coming back to center. Letting the turbulence, the extreme ends of the pendulum swinging, letting that kind of dissolve and just melting back into your center, into your aligned state. Because this coming up in the subconscious is like when you get impatient, how can you come back to trusting the timing, right? Going with the flow. When you feel really bogged down, how can you get back to a place where your energy is increasing and you're feeling better and better? That's kind of the name of the game with the Temperance card in your subconscious. So all of this is in service of you. Don't forget that. Now the advice for you is Knight, not King. Knight of Pentacles. I am going to clarify this. There's a piece of info that I'm missing. So let me clarify this for you. The Lovers. Okay, so partnerships are important. Relationships that you have in your life, the people that you work with or have like intimate emotional relationships with. It seems like that is what you want to show up for, or there's a lot of wisdom, healing, clarity that can come through those reflections. So it's kind of like look to your relationships in order to get clarity on how and where you want to show up. Or there is a little bit of information on other people having good wisdom for you. I'm not talking about listen to what other people are saying. I'm talking about see what other people are reflecting. Use it as a metric for what it is that you want to adjust, fine-tune, or where you might need to pull back, or if other people are seeing patterns that are happening with you, that might be really helpful to figure out where you want to show up more, where you need to do a little bit more work or fine-tuning. And again, this ultimately comes back to you trusting yourself, and you are the one who knows what's right, best, and true for you. Nobody else is going to have that. but relationships are really helpful, reflective tools. So use that to your advantage in October, and know that when you have a desire, the desire is correct, the wanting is right. Like there's a reason for that wanting, for that desire. It's not wrong. But I'm also getting that just the relationships around you are going to be reflecting useful things for you this month. And then the external influences, we have the Seven of Cups. You might be experiencing a little bit of scattered energy around, oh no, I want to do this project, and I want to do that project, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And it might get a little bit overwhelming here because externally you have all of these different options that are coming up. It's not a bad thing at all to have a lot of options, but again, you want to come back to what is the feeling, what feels right in your knower, wherever that might be for you, however you get clarity, because it's going to be different for everybody in terms of how they get clear. You want to take your time with each option that presents itself in October. Just check in. However you do that, check in with each thing, and then let your knower guide you, and then execute from there. Hopes and fears, we have the Ten of Pentacles. It looks like you're really hoping for stability. You're hoping for a concrete, grounded creation of yours. And so remember that that's going to start with feeling. Stability is great, but you are the keeper of the internal stability, because the external fluctuates. There's all sorts of things that happen outside of ourselves. And so for you, you kind of want to pull the power away from the external. Don't pour too much energy into that. I'm getting pour more energy internally into creating inner stability, inner trust, self-trust. As you take right actions, it's going to materialize in the external world, like what the Nine of Pentacles has to say. But the desire, the hope is for this stability, and it's up to you to create that. So don't forget that you're ultimately empowered around you creating this. And then the outcome of the month, we have the Six of Swords, forward movement. I'm going to clarify this one as well, but it really looks like you're heading towards dry land. The nice thing about the Six of Swords is it's about movement. It's transportation from the turbulent sea into the grounded, connected, dry land. And to clarify, we have the Five of Coins. So this is my one word of caution here is be careful that watch yourself for making problems. If you have a tendency to look for everything that's going wrong or almost create issues like, oh, I need this before I can do that. This is self-imposed limitations for setting up too many restrictions or creating more hoops to jump through than is necessary. And that's something that I really don't want for you. So this is like the, hey, keep your eyes peeled for this. Is there a way that you can get back to letting things be easy, letting things be aligned, and trusting that all of the moves you're making are putting you in the Six of Swords forward movement towards this stability? Or are you committed to making things harder than they need to be? That's the caution that is being thrown out here. So just mind yourself, mind what are you doing, how are you feeling, and just because little things happen, or you might get impatient right down with this Temperance card, or you might be on those outer edges of the polarity from moment to moment, right? We all have those. It's not an indication of whether or not you're moving forward. So try to separate those two things. Now let's do a 3-card pick. You're welcome to ask a question, ask for guidance, clarity, support, whatever you're needing. If you need more time, pause the video. Card number 1, we have the King of Pentacles. You get grounded first. You take the action. This is very materially based. And so you guys probably know by now that I'm very much about align the internal, the energetic realm first in order to take right action. This is more about, yeah, use the energetic tools, get clear, but don't sabotage yourself by not doing the material, by not doing the tangible action. Because the King of Pentacles is just reminding you it's important for you to move material to material in order to make it a reality. The action is necessary, and so keep it practical. Don't overthink it. Remember, all of your actions are in service of you getting to the next stage, so long as they're aligned, so long as you feel like they're right. So don't overthink yourself into inaction. The second card is the Queen of Cups. So this is paying close attention to your emotional world. Remember that your emotional state is just an indication of alignment, wounds, old traumas. They're just indications of different processes that you're experiencing or need to be held through, guided through, so on and so forth. It's not good or bad. Move away from that idea. Instead, look at your emotional state as helping you get clarity. So the emotions will help you with that, so long as you're just wielding them in a way that works for you rather than against you. And then card number 3, we have the Magician. So take the power back. You're in charge of creating here. The Magician is, I'm going to alchemize my experience. I'm going to get the energy right. I'm going to make this a formula. And remembering abundance is the phrase that's coming up. Remember abundance. Nothing is off limits. And that's what the Magician knows without a shadow of a doubt. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, everybody. If you would like to know which decks I use, they are listed in the description box. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Onyx Healing. Take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Make sure you leave a comment and a thumbs up if you feel called to. And sign up for my newsletter. Check me out on other social media platforms. And until next time, have a beautiful October, everybody, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.